So, yeah, that was my first question. We saw the sound check, and there's a new or some kind of new guitar player. What happened to Ian? Why can't he take part on this tour or on this?
He is taking part in the tour. We did 4 shows and then some exhaustion. He'd been working very, very hard prior to the tour, and it was simply some exhaustion, and he just needed a little breather. He'll be back before we know it, so temporary little rest. Yeah. So we have a very tall guitar player on stage with us now.
He's learned a lot of material in a short period of time.
He learned a lot of in the dressing room a couple of days ago. In about 3 hours, he learned the entire set that we're playing tonight. So,
but it functions well.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
It's a miracle.
Okay. It was either that, or we'd have to cancel shows, and we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
The show must go on.
With the same problem when you had your problem with your eye and the keyboarder.
We're a circus.
We overcome. Adapt and overcome. What are they?
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
There you
go. The 3 rules of survival.
Yeah.
The show must go on no matter what.
Okay, the show must go on. I'd like to talk with you about your new album, 2020. I heard several times. I can't count how often I listen to it. I love it. I love it, especially because the sound, you know, it is a bit more than in the earlier days. What's your kind of view to the album sound? Only to the sound. Was it? Were you conscious with this sound to make it like it?
You mean the production? The production?
Yes, the production and the sound.
The sound of the songs, the nature of the songs.
Yeah. To me, it sounds like a little bit like old Saga, but more modern.
Yeah.
I've said that before. That's the only way I can personally explain it.
Yeah.
Was that your intention?
No. It's never. We never intend to sit down and write in a certain way. We never ever use old material. We always start fresh, and whatever we come up with with every album.
So that's what I'm interested in. It was several years ago. We three spoke together somewhere in Hamburg, and Jim, you told me how you produce the Saga songs. You in LA, right? And then years ago, the internet was a great thing, and I was surprised how you managed to create, how to compose the songs. Is the fitting of the sound, I don't know whether I take the right words, the fitting of the sound, a process in the end of composing the songs or a song? So
well, that's part of the way we write it too. I mean, the sounds are chosen as you write it a lot of times. So we will add more sounds when we're recording in the studio, but a lot of times the sound that you've chosen on the keyboard is kind of gives you the idea for the song sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. And everybody takes his part. Not everybody, correct me, but some of you guys add their parts.
Yes.
With the exception of me this time. I had nothing to do with this time.
Well, you added your parts later.
Not musical parts.
But that was a big difference to the years before.
I had always had something to do with the writing of the music, but because of the nature of the timing, the band had already started working on the record when it was decided that I was coming back. So I was basically, it was like doing a karaoke Saga record for me, because the music was already sitting there. And but when they presented the music to me, my reaction was the word vintage came to mind. But not old-fashioned vintage. Like vintage, the core sound was there again, but it sounded very modern. I was very excited when I heard it the first time.
So was this a special recording because you returned to the band? The singer before, Rob, left the band and you rejoined the band. So was it a special kind of recording, a special kind of feeling?
Well, they had already recorded 90% of the record when they handed me the basically it was finished. I think there were just a few solos left to go. It was not written with me in mind to be the singer.
It was written for the other singer, for Rob Moretti.
Well, he was starting to work on it. Michael decided he wanted to come back, but then we just changed it over.
And at the time, why did you change the singer? It's great to have the original singer back. That's my opinion. When you announced your departure 5 or 6 years ago, I knew he will come back one day.
Really?
Really sure.
We weren't.
But, so it happened now. So what was the reason to realize this?
I think when the decision was made, we all kind of way in the back of our minds, we always thought that there may be a chance one day down the road that I might return, but the time would have to be right, and everything would have to be just feel like the right time to do it. And that's what happened. It wasn't a specific thing. Jim and I were talking. He was in Canada and I was in LA. We were just talking about it while Rob was in the band. We were just talking about stuff, and sort of half joking, you say, well, we should do the next record with you, and we'll just start it. I said, and we kind of talked about it, and we kind of thought about it for a couple of months, and we finally said, should we do it? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, great.
And the timing just felt right.
And how did Rob accept the news?
I think he always thought that might happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he wasn't happy, but he wasn't surprised.
He was disappointed, but he told me he was disappointed, but he understood it.
Yeah.
That's professional, yes.
Yeah.
And how did the fans and the band, of course, has experienced the time with Rob? Was he some kind of just a substitute singer, or did they accept him as the new guy?
They accepted him pretty well. But it sounded so different. I think some people had some problems because it just sounded very, very different. You know?
Oh yeah.
I think actually I was reading a lot of reviews because I did pay attention to what was going on while I was not with the band. Followed them on YouTube and Facebook and that. I think he took some unfair criticism, especially from the live point of view, because as far as I know, he had not had a wealth of experience in terms of live performing. And you're replacing someone who's been in the band for 30 years, and I didn't learn to do what I do in 4 or 5 shows. So, he took a little bit of flack for his inexperience on stage, and I thought that was a little unfair when I was reading those reviews. And for someone to compare him to me singing-wise is not fair either, because Rob is a completely different kind of singer than I am. He's a real technician. He's a great singer, but it's a different kind of singing. So I think the people that were not as open-minded as they should be kind of went, that doesn't sound like Mike. Well, of course it doesn't sound like me.
No,
it's not supposed to sound like me. They didn't try and find a clone. So.
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job. I think The Human Condition is a great record.
Yeah,
it is.
It is
very strong.
In 2020, it should mean it is the 20th record recorded with you. I counted all the studio albums. There's 21 albums, but this album is mean 2020.
Well, it's the 20th studio album. It's 2020 hindsight, looking back. 2020 looking forward with Perfect Vision. Reference to Daryl's eye problem.
For the eyes.
It was a good luck charm for me.
But other projects? I know, Jim, our talk several years ago. Again, you produced several bands, several singers.
Yeah, I had a couple of studios in Los Angeles, but I actually closed them down 2 years ago because the music business is so bad. And I moved back to Canada, so I don't have a studio anymore. And it's great.
So you all now live in Toronto? Or
I'm still in Los Angeles for now.
Okay.
But it looks like I'll eventually end up back there. So kind of full circle, everyone will be back there again.
Yeah.
Because I have my new almost 5-year-old son, and he's old enough now that he understands what Daddy does for a living. So he knows that I have to go out on tour.
Great experience. I have a 9-month-old daughter.
Oh, good luck. Old girl. Oh, boy.
9 months. Great.
It is the music of Saga is very complex, very bombastic, soft songs, soft elements, but hard rocking parts as well. Otherwise, it's complex but compact as well. It's a very good combination of antagonisms, I would say. So, is it your definition of progressive rock or progressive music?
I honestly don't consider Saga a progressive band in the meantime.
Neo-progressive or something.
I just think Saga is a very, very good rock band with serious progressive influences. But more than anything, we're just a very, very good rock band, I think. And we came from a background of Gentle Giant and King Crimson and early Genesis and that, and those are the influences. But I think the difference between us and the more ethereal prog bands, the traditional prog bands, is that. I mean, we don't have 11-minute musical passages with no vocals, and everyone takes turns soloing and that. They're very structured songs. That's the difference, you know.
So if you create a set list, which are the marks to create a set list? I guess you have many great albums, classic albums from the early days, Worlds Apart, Hearts or Tales, and many, many more. So, but also new stuff, very good new stuff, and albums.
That's one of the hardest things to do in the meantime.
I guess you play nearly 2 hours, so how do you satisfy all fans? Maybe
you don't.
Ages?
You don't.
Never.
You don't. There's always people walking away going, they didn't play my favorite song. Yeah. We can't. It's a different kind of problem than we had, say, for the first album. We only had 8 songs, and now we go, oh, we've only got 8 songs. How are we going to play for 2 hours? Yeah. Now it's what won't we play? And the ideal set, you need a nice flow to it. You want to do as much of a cross-section. When you have this much wealth of material, you want to try and get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not too much of the new one.
So is it different from show to show?
Near the beginning of a tour, it can be, because you try things out and you see what's working in the beginning. But around this second week or so, you kind of settle into what the show is going to be. You know?
I remember a show in the Große Freiheit, and you asked the audience what to play. I remember 3-4 songs that covered different wishes from the audience. It was great.
Well, the nice thing about doing you see, the thing about doing that is you know what the next song is going to be, but I will ask, and there'll be about 7 or 8 people yelling out, and one of them is going to yell out that song. And I'll go, okay, we'll do that one.
But it felt great. It felt great.
Well, you see, that's what I think a concert should be. A concert should not be about going to watch the band play the record. Yeah. There should be the interaction between. You want to feel like you met the band almost. Mm-hmm. It's a very personal experience. We take it very, and you involve the audience.
Yeah.
And let them have their say, even if you're going to play that song anyway. But it makes them feel like they chose it. So.
Yeah. And I love it. I already love it when the audience sings "Don't Be Late."
Oh, they're singing everything in the meantime, which is really great. Makes my job a lot easier.
Oh yes, do my job.
I just point now.
Yeah. Great.
Do you still need to rehearse before a tour, or do you say already such experience? We know each song and replay?
The older things, not so much, but especially the new album, of course. Yeah. Or if we're playing songs that we hadn't played in a long time, or songs from an older record that we never played before, of course we have to rehearse them. Things like "Don't Be Late" and "Wind 'Em Up," and they come pretty easily.
Well, we got a new drummer, Mike Thorne.
Right? Yeah, we had to do everything.
Well, no, we didn't. Rehearsal. I want to play on with. Nah, we're not.
We know that.
So we went right on stage and did a couple of songs that he never even rehearsed with him because we didn't feel like.
And he said he knew them, so okay.
That would be my next question. It's a new drummer, I guess. How many drummers did you have in your career? 7, 8?
Or Spinal Tap. I think it's around 10.
Around 10?
It's getting close. Yeah.
So what was the reason for this? I guess Brian Berner has recorded this album, but he is now taken off.
He's now doing something else. Yeah.
So what was the reason for this? Has the drummer a problem in Saga generally, or what is the reason for this?
Drummers hate us.
We need to have a young guy in the band. We just get a new one all the time.
Yeah,
every year.
Brian had a birthday. We went, "You're out." We need a new one.
We're like what's that Puerto Rican band?
Menudo?
Yeah.
You get too old, you're
a certain age.
You're out. It's been various reasons, and it's just for some reason it's worked out that it's always the drummer, and we could get into details, but it's not really worth it. Each case was different, and it's always worked out. But this time, I think we really found someone special. So.
But you have found them. Via YouTube?
By YouTube, YouTube audition.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, it was kind of put out there. We need a new drummer. Send in pick 3 or 4 songs. Just play along with them. Send in your video. And the strange thing is, Mike was, if not the first, one of the very first to send in his audition. And I remember watching it, going, "Whoa!" Unless someone else is like incredibly better than this guy, this is the guy. But you listen for the next 2-3 weeks and let everybody have their chance, and no one came close to Mike.
I think he scared a lot of people too.
People
waiting to make a video, and they saw Mike, and they went, "No, I'm not going to make it."
And some that did send it in, actually, when he made the grade and the announcement was made. fellow drummers who had auditioned said, "Congratulations, I couldn't have lost to a better drummer." So from his peers, it was a ton of respect. So they realized just how good he is. So.
Mm-hmm. Even the drummer from Spock's Beard now, Jim Keegan, he contacted me on Facebook, and he really wanted to do it, but we'd already chosen Mike, and this guy's a really good drummer too. Yeah. And well, I said we had a time limit, and
you lose.
And plus, he lives in LA. But he's really, really good. We played a festival with him in Lorelei this summer, and when we played, Spock's Beard was on first, then we were on after them, and their drummer was beside the stage singing all the songs. He's a big fan.
Okay.
That was kind of neat.
And if you see your career, so what would be the highlights of your career and what the downs? Are there any special moments? It's a great period, great time, great album, or other things? Oh no, that's a black period, leave it.
The black periods we kind of forget about. There's so many special memories. There's so many special moments. I mean, Rock am Ring in front of 90,000 people. It's pretty hard to top that. When you walk on stage and see that many people, and you just can't not. They're just as far as you can see, and they're all doing this, and they know your music. We didn't even know that they knew half the songs. And that's something I highly recommend. If anybody's never done that before, check it out. It's receiving our first gold record was pretty special. Hearing your music on the radio for the first time is really cool.
There's a section on your DVD in Live in Munich, Contact Live in Munich. I guess you mentioned it. You went to the record store and bought your own album or something?
Well, I went to, it was Sam the Record Man, which has recently been closed. And the album had just come out, and I just wanted to see it in the store. So I just wanted to physically see it in the store, and I went into the store, and I went to the miscellaneous S section, because with one record you don't have your own section yet. So I went to the miscellaneous S, and as I was getting close, this guy very determinedly walked past me, went in, he found it, I followed him, he walked up to the counter and he put it down, gave him the money, they put it in the bag, he walked out the store and I went, wow!
That's lucky that he did it while you were
It was amazing, it was amazing, the timing was brilliant, and I watched him buy it and walk out of the store with it, and I thought, hey, this works. I hope there's more of him. But that was pretty amazing. That was a great feeling. Because you don't know, you start a band, you put some songs together, you record them, then you cross your fingers, and you hope somebody likes it.
And your still unachieved goals, playing China or some kind like that?
We've never been to the east, to Asia. We'd love to go there. South America, the only place we've been is Caracas, but I'd like to go down to Rio and do places like that. Australia, we've never been to. So, but we're still.
That you haven't been in Asia. They're very enthusiastic.
Very
special. In the positive way.
I think it's a matter of finding the right promoter and record company that's willing to take it, because it's a new market, so people have to take a bit of a chance. But I know that there are fans there, so it's just getting over there and showing them what we can do. And every time we go to a new territory and people see us live, that usually seals the deal. So it's just getting there the first time.
The next year, I read it on your website, a special cruise to the Edge Festival on a ship. So what can the prog rock fan expect? I guess you play with various bands.
Well, I think we play 2 shows. All the bands play 2 shows.
In a week, is it about a week or some kind like that?
It's a 5-day cruise, one stop in Jamaica, one stop in Grand Cayman, but the rest of the time it's fans mingling with all these bands, Tangerine Dream, Nectar, Asia, UK, ourselves, Carl Palmer's there, Terry Bozzio. And it's going to be really interesting because we'll all be on the same ship. So you'll be running into the fans, and then there'll be moments when you just sit down to a little round table and they can ask questions and just hang out. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm just going to sit in my cabin until showtime.
It's very private on a ship.
Yeah, I mean you can't go anywhere. You're all. It's a floating hotel, so you're going to run into the fans constantly, which I think is great for the fans. I think it's
future plans, maybe recording a DVD or some kind like that, or is it too early because...
We're thinking about doing a DVD on the end of this tour, but I don't know for sure yet.
We might.
the record company expressed interest in possibly doing a Blu-ray of the final show in Munich. So that would be good.
I guess it was on the 5 years ago. The last show in Munich was also video came tape. So Munich is a very good city for you, I guess. Yeah. You recorded one album, Behavior.
We spent a lot of time in Munich. We have quite a history in Munich.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good German beer, Bavarian beer.
And the people are quite nice.
Nice girls.
Yeah. Well, we won't go any further.
No details.
No, but Munich has always been a special place for us. I mean, we the first TV show we did was there, the rock pop. Not in concert rock pop, the TV show. When the Police were just breaking, Dexy's Midnight Runner.
That was the
other guy. But yeah, Munich has a huge history for the band in Munich. So it's special.
And what's the situation for you in your home country in Canada or maybe United States? I guess
still a well-kept secret.
A few weeks.
We've been playing quite a lot in Canada this year. Yeah, we did some pretty big shows.
We got some coming up in the new year.
Yeah, and we have some coming up in February.
It's America, getting back into America. That's what we need to do. Yeah. We haven't been there for quite some time. And again, it's just finding the right package. I think it seems lately the most successful tours are bands that are teaming up together, like say a Journey and a Kansas and a Styx go out together and that, rather than just going out on your own. If we could find the right package and jump on one of those and get back into America, again, just remind people that we still, most people in America probably thought we broke up years ago because we just haven't been there. Germany knows that we're alive and well and kicking because we keep coming here. So it's a matter of getting back in the States.
Except for that taxi driver that one year in Hamburg.
that was quite funny.
So another question. Founding member, the drummer Steve Negus, do you have still contact to him? What happened to him? He retired or?
Yeah, he's retired.
He retired basically. He was Daryl's in contact with him for some time afterwards, but recently he's just
I guess he's busy.
Because maybe if you so many new drummers, maybe it would be an idea to bring him back to Saga. This would be my consideration. But
he's retired.
He retired now, and
I think the touring passion has left. For him. Yeah. So he's quite comfortable, and he does a lot of production and producing other people.
So on each album, I guess nearly each album, you sing one song. So is it something special for you? Is it to sing your own song? Or
I like it. I enjoy it.
What is the reason that maybe you have taken this part? Most bands have one singer and no other guy is singing.
Well, he's got a great voice, and there's usually a song that more suits his voice than it does mine. So and on this new record, that was the case. That song just suited his voice.
Really.
And I actually, when I heard his vocal on it, I thought, wow. And I said, don't take this the wrong way, but this sounds really good. It doesn't sound anything like you. Because when the chorus came in, it was like, wow, it was a really different color. But but that's the case. It's usually one song kind of makes itself known it's the song that he should.
So what I really like doing also is when Michael and I do duets, like a cross. I love doing that. So.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Thank you very much. It was nice to see you again here.